Hi there, how's it going? As you can see, we are outside. Temperature went significantly up and it's actually very pleasant to be outside. Now, not that it wouldn't be before, but let's be honest, I don't need to have a gloves and wow, that's something. Today I would like to show you another two buildings that came with a property. It would be sort of a wood storage shed and garage. I would like to walk you through, show how is it looking inside, what condition is it at right now. So let's have a look. Little update. Since I posted the video about the winter, it was, I think that in next following 3 days the temperature has risen above the zero, so most of the snow fallen down from the treetops, so it has totally changed the look of a landscape, to be honest. It definitely looks like we would move somewhere else. It was a radical change. But even though we have right now temperatures above the zero, for example yesterday was a +8, right now when I'm recording this it's +4, but still it's still not, snow it's still not melting, or at least it's remaining its, what is that, features, I would say, because it's still powdered. Listen. So it's still very cool, but yeah, it looks so different right now without the snow covering the trees. But spring had to come, we all knew it, so yeah, it's definitely coming. But before we proceed with that, I have one question. Me and my girlfriend, we are having sort of argument over the way I am calling this building. She is telling me that it is barn. I'm telling her that it is not barn. I consider it more as a shed. I know that it was used as keeping the farm animals inside, but still, come on, barn should be way bigger, don't you think? Let me know down in the comments who is right. Is it me or is it my girlfriend? Please don't let her be right. So, and now let's have a look inside. So here is a sort of a, I don't know if I should call it hallway. Winter came very fast. We didn't do almost anything here, so most of the stuff which is here, it's here since the previous owners. So yeah. Here we can see that I have two hydrofor tanks. One actually that was in a house and I had to replace because of very bad condition. And the another one I found during the autumn on a property. With both I have a quite interesting plans, so definitely stick around. You might actually like what I'm planning to do with them. What remained here from the previous owners, and I really like it, it's actually this. Look at that. This is just a nice example of a handcraft. Somebody just was able to take a wood out of the forest and turn them into such beautiful baskets. I would be even ashamed to actually use it. It's, yeah, as a decoration, to me right now it's more worth, because it's just proving how resourceful and very skillful and handy people could be. It's just, hopefully one day I reach such a mastery in some craft. One thing I'm practically proud of, not proud of, it's not that I actually cause it anyway, but we have a table saw here. The plug on it, it's HN, but that's no problem, we will change it, and I hope that it's still running. Maybe blade might be actually dull, but we can deal with it. Another cool thing, it's actually we have plenty of old shovels. Some of them I already used, they are really durable, and yeah, they will help me to do a lot of stuff around the property. So, with that, let's have a look here. Probably in the past, definitely farm animals were kept inside. Mainly it's suggested by, it's not visible here, but there is this channel on the ground. I think that that served for pushing actually the animal waste out of the room into there's like a concrete tank behind this wall, so there it was a start. Here I have another thing I am really happy about, and that's this spinning whetstone. I am definitely planning to use it to sharpen all the axes, and even I might actually be able to somewhere get some motor connected to it and have it electrified. That would be cool. So, as you can see, it's a very spacious room. I was originally planning to have my workshop here, but I'm not sure if condition will allow me to have it here. Starting with some of the beams, mainly this one, it's a rotten, so it doesn't collapse. I actually support it with this beam and hopefully and just let it lie that over the winter in the hope that it will not fall and I will have enough time to figure out what I want to do with it. But I would love to save this room building, but this is something that's a bit scaring me. Most of the brickwork here is in a terrible condition. I'm not sure if it will be visible right now, but from outside I can see that most of the wall is soaked through. Probably they are still filled with sawdust and somehow water got in and keeps the moisture inside. Therefore the bricks are falling apart and also it's cracking and everything. It's just so pity, it would be so lovely. But same problem, it's actually on the other side. Here it's not so visible, but trust me, those bricks are moving. What is very cool, probably in the past they had a sort of a wood stove here on the ground, and as you can see there was a probably chimney running above or going above the roof. Yeah, it's a lovely here. I'm just a bit worried that it deteriorated to that point that, yeah, it might not be possible to save it. But that's just a guess. I will have a look at it more when it's a bit warmer, because so far I'm not planning to knock anything down. It has still a roof, so to me it's a good, to be honest, but it would be good to somehow preserve it. I'm just not sure how yet, but yeah, we will get there. So right now let me proceed to next room, and this is basically a room where we store wood. There is not much to see. If there would not be wood on the floor, I would point out a few some of the planks on the floor. When you step on them, they are already bending inward, so that might suggest that the supporting beam is already rotten away, and there might be some problem with that floor later. One thing I would again point out, there is a sink, and also the house came with a beautiful wooden sledge. Again, awesome example of skill and craft, really. It's just so awesome. Yeah, I really like when somebody is able to make something with their hands. You know, it means to me way more than to buy stuff. Even though if whatever is made by hand might look a bit dodgy, crappy, it's still, in my opinion, way better than bought stuff, because there is a story in it, you know, there is a really hard work behind it, and that's something I really appreciate. One more thing I should point out in this beautiful wood storage room, it's that house came with a unreasonable amount of axes. I'm not complaining. I cannot wait to actually replace handles of all of them and sharpen them and put them to good use, but wow, how many axes are needed in one household? Also, there are quite a few hand saws. I guess that most of them might be quite blunt because of the rust, but again, no problem to sharpen it and actually put it to good use. Another thing that's very surprised me are these skis made out of the wood. It's just... yeah, I'm just stunned. Yeah, when I see something that was made by hand, I'm just wow, excited about it. Hopefully, one day I might achieve at least some of it. Probably never, but keep hoping. Next thing that actually it's part of this building, but I might not be able to get there. It's around. And it's sort of a, you might call it plan B. And plan B, it would be in the case that the septic would go, I don't know what would have to go bad with a septic, but there's an outbuilding. I remember when I was a kid, we had actually outbuilding as well, and it wasn't nothing like here, but it was always a huge adventure to go outside to the outbuilding in the middle of the night in a winter, you know, with a candle in a hand and hoping that that candle will not be put down by a wind, and then sitting inside with a candle and just watching all the spiders moving around. Oh yeah, those were memories. Okay, so I think that's regards this building, that's all. So let's have a look at garage. When it's gonna be a bit warmer, I will go more detail regards this shed and what is actually inside. But right now, even though it's very warm compared to the previous weeks and months, it's still very cold, and holding camera in my hands, it's just can't feel the tip of my fingers. So yeah, we will get into it a bit more in detail, but when it's a bit warmer. So this is a garage. I need to have a torch on my head because in order to open this door for more light, I would have to remove the snow, but sorry. So here we actually stash all the stuff we didn't want to have over there in a shed. So there are a bunch of garden chairs, hopefully empty jerry cans. Yeah, we have a trailer here, summer tires, 2 bikes that were actually given to us by previous owner, were the lovely people. So yeah, I cannot wait for snow being gone and I can finally start to cycle around. So we have a couple benches here, tables, and another thing, I don't know if is it working, but there's actually lawnmower. And basically that's it. There's not much here. Only thing that I'm a bit disappointed that actually the ceiling, it's quite low, so we can't park a van here, but I have an idea how we can fix it. So yeah, this is a garage. Not much to see here. So today I showed you how my 2 other buildings on a property looks like. Firstly, that shed, or what I call the shed. Let me know if you think that it's a shed or that it's a more barn. I'm still very curious. And also you saw the garage. What do you think about the condition of that building? Do you think that it's still possible to save it, or it's actually sort of a lost cause? Yeah, I'm quite curious about your opinion, so definitely let me down in a comment, and please considering subscribing if you have not subscribed, and if you like the video, let me know down in a comment and hit that like button. Thank you very much for your attention and see you next time.